Hi, John Lawrence here. Just going to go through my skills development from AS to A2. Uh, I think so far it's going. I think it's going well because I've built on what I've learned from AS. The big difference from both of them, between the two, would be my hardware and software changes. In AS, we had access to. I had access to better cameras because we got them from the drama department. The reason why I say they were better is because they fitted on the tripods a bit better, and they made better hand cameras. Also, you could attach an external microphone, which made again extra audio a lot easier. Whereas in A2, we have to use the Exacti cams. They're okay, they're alright. They're great quality, but they don't have the they don't have the extra microphone. You can't have a microphone output, which makes it a lot more difficult. So that's the reason why on most of my footage there is a lot of static in the background, a lot of echoing. Software-wise, in AS, we had access to Windows Movie Maker, and I used the software at home, which was part of the Premiere Pro. I had access to an older version of that. They're alright and they worked fine. We didn't have a lot of effects that were needed in the AS because we had a few effects, but I did them on the standard software because my knowledge of editing wasn't that well, and I didn't have access to the resources I have now. In A2, I have access to once again Premiere Elements, but I also have access to Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Fireworks, and Adobe After Effects. After Effects is a effects program which allows you to do more complicated effects, such as muzzle flash for guns. You can change eye color, and you can do a lot more intense effects. Whereas the updated Premiere Pro editing software makes it a lot easier and streamlined to do longer videos, to separate the audio from the video, which then makes the camera situation a bit easier. I did the poster and magazine cover in Fireworks and Photoshop. Photoshop is a very good program, once again, if you need to do a lot of effects. So in what my poster I had where the two characters, the antagonist and protagonist, stand side by side since they were both me, but they were both different pictures, and I changed the eye colour on the antagonist. Whereas before I wouldn't have been able to do that as well, because in AS I only had access to Paint and an older version of Fireworks. Fireworks is good, but you only can use vectors, you can't put filters on things. As for more hardware changes, in AS I only had access to the school's computers, which are good enough for doing basic editing. At home I had a Pentium 4 computer with 2 gig of RAM, which basically is a mediocre, average, run-of-the-mill computer. And I didn't have an extra graphics card with that. This year, for A2, I have a i5 quad-core with 4 gig of RAM on Windows 7 with a dedicated graphics card. This just means that I can now do a lot more with my equipment, and I can also run more powerful software. That is the big differences of my equipment from AS to A2. In AS, I feel that I've, because I worked in a group of 3, the other 2 helped me develop my skills. They haven't come with me onward to A2, so I've had to kind of go off my own a bit, play to my strengths. That's why I chose my genre off the bat, something that I know I can work with. So I feel that I have developed on my skills from AS. Also in AS I did all the video editing, which kind of gave me a bit more knowledge when it came to A2 for doing the video editing. So directing, once again, I directed for AS. with the help of Sam Smith. In A2 it was just me, so I had to work on that a bit more. But I feel that I've progressed a bit more with the camera angles that I've chosen, with the interesting shots that I've done. Where cameraman for AS, it was Tom Sanford. He was an excellent cameraman, but this year it was just me, so I had to rely on a lot of stationary camera work. I did try and get third parties to come in and help, but unfortunately they were a bit less reliable than what I wanted. So that's my development from AS to A2.